metal. What's the magical metal thing? Alchemy.
Alchemy, certainly. Okay.
Yeah, the connections, how she's formulated the whole structure inside her head and taken notes. He's traveled all around England trying to find locations that have inspired the fictional places.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, so I am going to. Can I send you a link via email?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you think this will be one that will be saved your end?
Yeah. It's also live streaming on YouTube as well.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be able to just get the link from there to be able to upload. If I may ask, where do you normally publish your podcast?
In video form. I haven't got it connected to Apple Podcasts yet. I'm not sure how to do that. Have you got that out yet?
Yeah, I can help you with all that.
Cool.
Okay, so do you have your podcast on Spotify?
No, I don't.
Okay. Have you thought of doing it?
I have music on Spotify, but no podcast yet.
Okay, so there is something called Podcast Creator, which is a different app than Spotify. And you basically just download it, and then you can directly record there, and it will publish, and then it multi-publishes. So it will publish to iHeart Media, it will publish to Apple, it will publish to Amazon, it will, and then of course to Spotify as well. So you don't have to do the individual uploading to everything, and that just makes it really convenient. Okay, so your name is Louis, is that correct? Louis. Apologies, Louis. Okay, Louis, I just sent you a link to my restream, and I'm currently streaming, as I previously said. So let's see if this works. I've not used it using these settings, but hopefully it will work. I'm live streaming on everything else. So, and then
once this over, do you generally have that file saved, and then you can send me the file? Is that how it works?
It will be live on YouTube, so I can just send you that link, and you can download it from YouTube. If you don't know how to do that, I can help you with that.
I know there's a way to download for free.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how I do it. I do that all the time. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. So shall I go back? I'll start that link up now.
Yeah. Let's try that. If it doesn't work, just can you leave this call? Can you keep this call going at the same time?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'll just tell you a bit about myself.
Yeah, please do.
Just go into it from there.
Okay.
I think we should probably start talking. It's the most natural way of doing it, and then we can just learn about each other on the fly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm a writer in Bristol. I generally I'm writing screenplays, books. I had several books on Amazon at one point. I'm unpublished. I wrote one article for Area magazine that I got paid for 2 years ago.
Okay.
That was called In Defense of Hill House. Because it was drawing parallels between the way some meat is treated badly in this country and things like that, and then it just the parallels between kosher and halal as well.
Oh, interesting.
I'm more interested. I'm extremely concerned about the issue of Islamization post the Ayatollah.
Okay.
Because the Green Party over here is doing very much what Zoran Mandani is doing in New York, which is getting everything wrong about. Because I'm not sure. I'm generally a little bit more lenient on Israel than a lot of people in the West.
Okay.
Now, I'm a big critic of someone called Rabbi Shmuley.
Rabbi Shmuley Boteach?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Noel Finkelstein, I think he's a charlatan, really.
You're not alone.
And I am a little bit concerned about Benjamin Netanyahu, but I wouldn't call the Hamas situation a genocide. I think that is Hamas propaganda.
Okay.
But I'm willing to learn on this stuff all the time.
Most certainly.
But really, I'm halfway to being something else. I could probably try comedy and comedy writing. I love writing comedy and I'm a musician as well. So when I say my podcast goes live, I make a little video, which is usually just one image, and then I post post it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok,
That's phenomenal.
and LinkedIn.
Oh, excellent. And how long are your podcasts usually?
Between 45 minutes to an hour, and then sometimes it's 8 minutes, just a small little chat after the pub.
Oh, okay, excellent. And you've done 13 of them. And if you're wondering what am I doing, I'm just restarting my stream so that if anything happens during our conversation, we have backups and backups of the backups. You know how that is. So that's great.
Should we try this up a link now and get the ball rolling?
If you don't mind, maybe give me another 3 minutes or so. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent. So you were saying your podcast is usually somewhat international relations based. Is that correct?
No, yeah, the closest thing is my friend Ruben is from Arizona.
Okay.
And he gives the American perspective when I need it, and it's refreshing. I do have 3 people who are really into this. There's 2 helpful guests, 3 helpful guests over in America. They're based in New York. So, are you familiar with the Opie and Anthony show?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so do you remember Dr. Steve?
Vaguely.
Yeah, okay, so we follow each other on there now. And you might have heard of a comedian called Stacey Crossman.
Vaguely.
She is quite a different comedian, is a bit of a weird guy called Mike Machete.
Okay.
And then obviously you're familiar with the Howard Stern show.
Absolutely.
If you remember the Rev Bobbin.
Yes, I do, absolutely.
Yeah, so those 3 are on my radar. Yeah, they've all said they'll do something like this.
Oh, phenomenal. So you're getting some pretty big guests.
Yes, the idea is to scale this up pretty quickly. So, yeah, the first real one is really in the name. He did play for Bristol Rovers. He was a professional player at one point. He does know people in the game. And I've just got this kind of incredible memory for basically picking people who were slightly above my pay grade. I've got a good taste for characters and so and it succeeds some of the time, and then when it does succeed, I don't want to choose my words and go for it.
Excellent. And do you play soccer yourself? Do you play soccer or football? Do you play football yourself?
Not really. I'm more of a tennis guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you had mentioned that. So, I take it Wimbledon is a big deal.
Well, I'm writing a book at the moment called The Open, which is about 2 freaks of nature who just dominate the sport for the whole season. And it's more about how Wimbledon survived them rather than the other way around.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, is this a fiction or non-fiction book?
It's a base fiction.
Okay, excellent.
But I'm setting it in a hype energized real world. A couple of years later than now. But John McEnroe's still alive, so the larger than life tennis figures are going to be in there.
Excellent.
But I'll probably weed out the more no-protection ones.
Sure. What are your thoughts?
And invent other slightly more characters. But yeah, the concept of this idea is that one is, if you imagine that The Rock was an amazing tennis player.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then imagine, so do you remember Federer?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Roger Federer?
If you make him a foot taller and skinnier, and just better,
Oh,
that's how good this other is.
okay, so he's basically better than anybody who's ever played and just a physical phenom.
And then one is an absolute athlete at the peak of his powers who happens to be the greatest tennis player of all time. And then the other one happens to be a prodigy tennis player who is a machine, he's a beast. He could be a heavyweight boxer, he could be an MMA guy, he's chosen to go to tennis.
Okay, very interesting.
And he can smoke cigars just before going. That's one of those things. So basically, dangerous.
Okay, very interesting. And what got you into fiction writing, if I may ask?
Well, my first memory, I always tell the story. I always have liked doing it. But once my friend paid me £10 to do his coursework for him secretly.
Okay.
And I really loved it. It was a little. We had to do, I think it was a Philip Marlowe, like a film noir kind of thing.
Sure.
And so I did my own. I didn't get a very good score. I think I got a C or something, And then he came out with his tail between his leg because he said, like, oh, the teacher wants to see me in a bit. And he's just like, don't tell her, I hope we'll get away with this. And then he came out smiling, and I said, what are you smiling about? We got caught. And he just goes, no, mate, they told me I should be a writer.
Oh, no way.
So, I always remember that story.
What a beautiful and inspirational story coming out of something so stressful.
Yeah. So that was the first time I just kind of went, oh, maybe there's something in this.
Okay, excellent. So, do you want to be as they say, what is the question? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Just dreaming to be a published author, but I just write in my spare time and try to get a proper job to get some money in.
Absolutely. As an author?
But in the normal one. But in the meantime, I'm keeping this all going because I'm talking to you and something like that.
Oh, you absolutely are. And let me tell you, your strategy is really great. I see you all over Twitter just doing exactly what you're doing. I call it ambush podcasting. Basically, you just go to someone's reply, say, hey, I've got a podcast. Would you like to be on it? And then you see who connects with you, right?
Yeah, if you don't ask, you don't get. But you don't want to hard sell this. So a nice little polite message and things is usually can be okay.
I agree with you, and I think that the way that you've done it has been very polite. Okay, excellent. All right, so let's try this, if you don't mind. Go to the link that I sent you.
Okay.
And basically the video that I started like 12 minutes ago. So if anything, you would just, when you download it on your end, you just cut it at 12 minutes in. But we're going to formally start. So no pressure. We'll get it all arranged. And I appreciate your openness to do this. I think it can be mutually beneficial. I'm doing another podcast later today, one in Australia. I've been doing the podcast circuit. I did one last week with the same person in Australia. And I'm a futurist, so I like to talk about the future. So perhaps some of our discussions.
I know my Ray Kurzweil.
You know who?
My Ray Kurzweil.
Your maker as well?
Ray Kurzweil.
Oh, you know Ray Kurzweil. Oh, excellent. Very well.
I know about him. The singularity.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Okay, so this link didn't let me use the camera, so let me just try one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have Discord?
It says camera access not granted. Your backstage, the host may add you to the broadcast at any time. Be ready.
Absolutely. Okay, so I can do that once I potentially see you as a guest. Oh, okay, I see you. Just one moment. So I think that are you on your phone doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why you don't have access is because you are using your camera right now to talk with me. So we're gonna not quite yet. Okay. And I'm gonna bring you in. And I don't know exactly. I guess, just bear with me as I try to figure this out myself. We'll get it though, as they say. And I'm gonna close. Okay. Okay. I brought you in. Can you see yourself on the screen?
I saw a flash. I can see my name.
Okay. You can see your name.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see you.
Okay, I can't see you.
Okay. So I'll tell you what. I will.
Do we leave this other conversation?
Yeah, we'll leave this one, but if anything, keep the phone close in case we have to go back and reconnect or something. Okay.
So I'm leaving the red stream one.
Oh no! Stay in the restream. No, stay in the restream. You're
Okay, I'm leaving the Zoom one.
okay. Excellent, and I'll see you in restream.
Okay, cool, done. All right.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me or hear me? Louis? Okay, now I can hear you. Louis, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, your camera is reversed, so
I know.
the people of the world here.
There I am. Right, cool.
Absolutely. Okay. So let me just get situated a little bit. Okay. All right. Let me just for our Zoom call, I'm going to end the meeting here. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. All right. So before we start, if there's anything you need or whatever, you let me know, and you'll be able to just take the raw file and edit it in any way you want. Before we start, let me just check to make sure that we're recording. That's always
Okay.
a good thing to check.
I can't see you. Is that normal?
Oh no, you should be able to see me.
Oh, I can't. I can see myself.
Okay. Are you on a computer?
No.
Okay, you're on a phone. I want it so that you can see me. So
I can see discord.me/rabbi.
yes, that little is there like a little slider?
No. Oh, hang on.
Okay, you just turned yours off.
Yep. It's back on now.
Okay, is there one by my name?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I want you to be able to, of course, see me as well. So, we'll figure this out. If you would, you're on a browser?
Safari.
Okay, yeah, browser. All right. Okay, I'll try with a different. I'll do what you're doing, so I'll be like an extra guest, and I will see. I'll see what you're seeing.
Okay. I am just chatting to someone over in America. There you are. Cool. Is that okay?
Just bear with me. It says setting up the stage for you.
Okay.
Accessing your camera. I guess I might have dual cameras. That's fine. Okay, join as. So you press the thing that says join as a guest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Apologies if we're getting feedback. Just a moment. Let's see how we could turn this off. Well, isn't this not cool? Okay. So now I'm kind of getting to see what you're seeing. I think I see Rabbi 2 backstage. Okay, so I have to accept myself as a just like you, and then I'm gonna have a chance to see what you're seeing. And we will
I'm
get
seeing
this.
a blue sky with clouds and myself, and then you. Now I see you twice.
Okay, so you see me now?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Now quote The Simpsons. I'm seeing double here. 4 rabbis.
That's right. Okay. So I'm gonna leave with this other device. If I may ask, does one of them say discord.me/rabbi and the other says Rabbi 2?
My left says Discord, so you're right.
Okay. But they have different names. One of them says discord.me/rabbi and the other
One
says
says
Rabbi
Rabbi
2.
2. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
And you're putting this on YouTube, are you?
Yeah, it's live on YouTube right now.
Cool.
Okay. Can you still see me?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. So you can see me now. And with that being said,
Can you see my lovely flaxen locks?
it's beautiful. Palatial, my friend. Okay, so would you like to start?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you get comfortable and then you introduce this like it's one of your podcasts because it certainly will be. And before we start, let's just say if there's anything you get interrupted or anything, you want anything cut out, you have my permission to cut it out, and I would like the same. If but yeah, all my stuff is live and I'm raw all the time, all my footage, so shouldn't have an issue with that. Okay,
so
and then let me.
Please welcome. This is episode 13 of No Hot Ashes. My guest today is Rabbi Rothschild from California.
That's right. It's a pleasure to be with you today, Louis.
Yeah, you too. So, as my guest, would you like to tell me a little bit about this project of yours?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm Rabbi Rothschild. It's a privilege to be here and a privilege to have your audience here today. I stream my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for world peace. I've been doing so for more than 4 years. My streams go back to the pandemic. We've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. This is a real life Truman Show, a real life Big Brother. This is a timeline and a time capsule of human achievement. In the 1990s, the phrase content is king was coined, and I'm making it true today. I'm, in my own way, king of the internet. I have archived more data than any person in global history, and that's important because in 2017, The Economist magazine stated that data had overtaken petroleum as Earth's #1 resource, which may make me a very influential person someday. If and when that happens, I'd like to make you, your friends, your family, your audience, all financially independent if they're not already. I'd like to ensure that they have generational wealth if they don't already, and I'd like them to be able to start charities and philanthropic organizations of their own.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, because I know I've heard a couple of things about the. Are you an Ashkenazi?
I am.
Yeah, so you've got more Nobel prizes per capita than any other community in the world. I believe that's true.
That's correct.
Is it Alfred Nobel? More Jewish people were involved in the creation of the Manhattan Project.
That's true. Oppenheimer, Edward Teller, and such. Yeah.
And a lot of them were wrongly accused of being affiliated with the Communist Party.
Many.
And also, I believe it's also been said there's some people who are pro-Semites, and I know, for example, Christopher Hitchens had a sort of instinct that he had a kinship with the Jewish people, and then it was only after his very late in his life he discovered his mother was Jewish. And I remember a conversation with Martin Amis and Christopher Hitchens. Martin Amis, Kingsley Amis, apparently was a little bit of an anti-Semite. He would look at the credits of
I can't hear you as well. Did you cover the microphone? I can't hear you. Can you perhaps repeat that? Are you covering the microphone?
I think so.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Maybe it's just a signal part. Okay. No, it was just a little story about Kingsley Amis, father of Martin. And apparently he just used to say the word yid and that Martin didn't like it.
It happens.
Yeah.
I do my best to have an open mind to people of all backgrounds. And I personally am a futurist. I like to talk about things about the future, more things that unite us, less that divides us. Do you mind if I mention some of the topics that I enjoy addressing?
No, absolutely not.
Thank you. So aside from making everyone in the audience perhaps wealthier than they could have ever imagined based on data, I want to help the world. And I want to do that through the platform that this stream offers me. I'm not live on just one YouTube stream nor two YouTube streams. I'm live at any given time on more than 20 different YouTube streams. You can watch my life in 360 degrees. I even have a ceiling camera. You can watch my life 365 days of the year. I have been doing this for more than 4 years. So back to the pandemic, we've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. It's essentially a timeline and a time capsule of human achievement. And with the platform this gives me, I'd like to advocate for ending world hunger through the use of technology such as agricultural drones, floating greenhouses. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're back. Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Excellent. So I'd like to advocate for ending world hunger through the use of technology such as agricultural drones, floating greenhouses, saltwater greenhouses, hydroponics, vertical farming, cloud seeding. I'd like to help end world thirst. I'm sponsored by cryptocurrency. It's actually the one that I'm wearing the merchandise right now. It's called Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 ENU. The ticker's Bitcoin. It's a cryptocurrency that's worth tens of millions of dollars. And one of the things that the community does is build wells and water towers in developing nations for the benefit of the less fortunate. Specifically, we've built water towers in rural villages in Nigeria. I'd like to keep those types of excellent advocacy and programs going in a larger way. Additionally, I'm an advocate for the Life Share program, but most importantly, desalination technology, where we pump earth seawater onto land to make it drinkable. Additionally, I talk about things from a futurist perspective, things like perhaps anti-gravity, antimatter, faster than light travel, faster than light communication, space elevators, space tourism, terraforming of other planets, perhaps one day interstellar travel. I'd like to talk about mega projects, a Bering Strait tunnel, perhaps, bridging the Darien Gap, pardon me, perhaps expanding the channel, the English Channel, so that
The Channel
more
Tunnel.
can make the journey. I want to be someone who is seen by the world as a big idea individual. I know I can't accomplish all of these goals myself, but they're things that I find interesting. I talk about things like artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, artificial super intelligence. I, in my own way, am perhaps the world's leading trailblazer in some cutting edge types of technology. One is known as CHDI, it's continuous human data infrastructure. Another is CHAD, which is continuous human activity data. Essentially, the idea of being able to watch an individual for long periods of time and learn about aging, behavior, eating habits, sleeping habits, every aspect of the human body. And I think it's a really exciting project for people to be able to not just observe what I do, but also hear the conversations that I have with people just like you every single day and how we can better the earth.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because so you seem to know a little bit about your your comedy shows and things. So do you remember Dr. Michio Kaku,
Yeah, I absolutely.
Science of Star Trek?
Yes.
Did you ever see that show? Yeah.
Science of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I've seen him in documentaries and such. Specifically,
Yeah. And well,
I've
I just
heard
remember
his
the reason
interviews.
the reason I got in touch with Dr. Steve is that they famously didn't get on the Opie and Anthony show. So that was the only reason I mentioned him. But, yeah.
Very interesting. Well,
They just
these
didn't
are
like the way. Yeah, they just didn't like the way you tend to dumb things down when he was talking to them. But apart from that, no, I'm a big fan of Michio Kaku. Yeah.
It depends on the audience. So if I heard you correctly, the Science of Star Trek, correct?
Yeah, it's when they were trying to make lightsabers for real and things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's a lot of the technology that I discussed. Things like replicators, which is directly from Star Trek. These are also known as Santa Claus machines. For the audience out there, imagine a 3D printer that instead of using plastic, it can use any element in the periodic table to be able to create anything that you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, and I think there's a book by David Deutsch called Guns, Germs, and Steel, or maybe that's Richard Pearl or something. There's someone, the father of Daniel Pearl. I think that's Richard Pearl. You know, the guy who was beheaded.
Yes, absolutely. The New York Times reporter.
Yeah,
and I'm familiar with that book.
Is it Guns, Germs, and Steel?
Yes, if you're discussing the exploration of Western colonizers in the New World.
Yeah, and like physics and the limits of physics, but I think one of these guys just said technically, if we crack physics, anything is possible.
That's absolutely correct.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. That's absolutely right, Louis. And I'm an advocate of that. I feel like there are people out there who may say that much of what I discuss seems like science fiction. I mean, many of these ideas have been discussed in science fiction media, but I want to help bridge the gap between science fiction and science fact.
Yeah.
At one time, when people would talk about brain-computer interfaces, that seemed like far-off technology. But at the beginning of this decade, we had the first successful brain-computer interface, Neuralink, in a gentleman known as Nolan Aspro, approximation on his pronunciation of his name. He's a quadriplegic man who can now play video games better than you or I can and perhaps maybe anyone on Earth. He basically has an auto aimer in his head. And the goal is to perhaps be able to create some kind of transmitter. I think at this time it might be Bluetooth, but perhaps some other type of signal in the future to be able to bridge the gap between the separation in his spinal cavity or his spinal column, so that signals can be sent to the lower part of his body, and perhaps one day he may be able to have use of his hands again, maybe perhaps, God willing, use of his legs. That,
I mean, if
to
they
me,
get a load of stem cells in him, that might help.
absolutely. And that type of technology 30 years ago seemed like science fiction. Brain computer interface sounded like science fiction. Something like Neuralink sounded like science fiction. We're starting to bridge those things. CRISPR technology, if you're familiar and your audience is familiar with CRISPR technology, seemed like science fiction 20, 30 years ago.
If we could have made Oscar Pistorius have some real legs, maybe he wouldn't end up killing his wife or his girlfriend or whatever.
There may perhaps have been alternatives, certainly, that may have existed. And we are at the precipice of something really special. I like to discuss other things that are on we are on the horizon. One is known as de-extinction. I don't know if your audience is familiar, but the de-extinction, many people think this is like Jurassic Park kind of technology. We're a little ways off from that kind of technology, but essentially it is, in layman's terms, perhaps, or layperson's terms, being able to create a somewhat hybrid version of once extinct species. So many people don't know, but the first successful de-extinction has already taken place. It took place in the year 2003 with the Pyrenean ibex, which is a goat located in northern Spain, southern France. Fast forward to the year 2021, a company out of Dallas, Texas, is founded known as Colossal Bioscientific. They've made it their goal that within the next 2 years, by the year 2028, to reintroduce the woolly mammoth into the Arctic Circle, utilizing Asian elephant surrogates, which I just think is a mind-blowing goal.
So this is it. Yeah, sorry, just to give people a little bit of a pop culture weigh in on this one. It's the bullfrogs being used in the Jurassic Park to they ended up breeding because they mixed them with toads and is it bullfrogs in Jurassic Park that they used to fill in the gaps in the DNA?
I believe it was something like that. Additionally,
that was when Alan Grant picks up the thing and he just tells them and he gives them a little speech about that. Yeah, that was it.
Absolutely. And then some mosquito and amber related as well, this type of technology. And following the reintroduction of the woolly mammoth, scientists want to reintroduce the Tasmanian tiger, which went extinct. Perhaps the last one, I believe, in captivity was in the 1920s, followed by the dodo bird, which went extinct around the 1600s or so. I think these are fascinating topics that really we're not talking enough about, I feel.
Yeah, condors are also a thing, aren't they? Condors were dying, and then someone brought a couple of those back, didn't they?
So the California condor, if that's what you're referencing, during the 1990s was on the verge, or around then, was on the verge of extinction, but has had quite a resurgence as well. Not specifically, to my knowledge, through de-extinction technology, but just through conservation efforts, which I'm certainly an advocate of. I feel that perhaps we did a lot of damage to the earth during the Industrial Revolution, and perhaps with many of the advancements that we've made in science and technology, we may be able to reverse some of those effects. Other things that I like to talk about that may be of interest to your audience are things like perhaps life extension technology. Most people in your audience, when they were born, the average life expectancy for them was probably about age 80, perhaps. I'd like to increase that, give them the resources to be able to increase that, make these types of technologies more affordable. Things like oxygen therapy, hyperbaric chambers, things like perhaps we talked earlier, stem cells, perhaps human growth hormone, cryonics, cryogenics, nootropics, peptides, cold shock therapy, and ambrosia therapy.
Maybe sensory deprivation baths, for the mind.
Absolutely, we could certainly include that.
Tanks, sensory deprivation tanks. That's
tanks, yeah, absolutely. Sensory deprivation tanks. I don't know if you or your listeners have ever been in one. They're amazing. If you've ever had the experience, I have. They're amazing. Essentially, you float on very saline-based or salt-based water, you almost feel absolutely weightless. It's a very dark chamber. The water is tepid. It's the same temperature basically as your body, around 98.6
It's the
degrees.
Dead Sea. It's your own little miniaturized, personalized Dead Sea on steroids.
That's exactly right. And you can let your mind escape. It's almost in its own way a very meditative trance that you can almost go in, because generally there is no light. You can't feel anything. You can't hear anything. And it's quite an amazing process. It really makes you have different feelings or different understandings of time, and also what your body's the types of deep consciousness and deep focus your body can perhaps be in. Additionally, I talk about things like certainly cold shock therapy, ambrosia therapy, perhaps blood transfusions of your own blood, things like red light therapy and testosterone replacement therapy for both men and women. These are all really exciting life extension technology.
Well, it's HRT for women, isn't it?
But when both men and women can benefit from these types of technologies, and I want to, if possible, extend or expand the average life expectancy from age 80 to age 100, 120. But eventually, at 120 or so, many people in the audience, you as well, may say, Rabbi, back in 2026, a lot of what you discussed sounded like science fiction, but it's become science fact. My body's starting to break down. What's the next plan? And this is where I feel it gets really interesting and really exciting for those of you out there who want, this is with your consent. Everything that I talk about, I feel should be with your own consent. Consent's very important to me. And so I'm an advocate of my body, my choice, and I don't feel anything should be forced upon you. But if you want, you may be able to utilize a type of technology known as mind uploading technology, where with your consent, we scan your brain into a computer like a CAT scan or an MRI, knowing where every atom is in your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system, for later download as an android, an avatar, a cyborg, a cybernetic being, a clone of yourself, a robot, an ethereal being, whatever you want to be. But what I want,
there was a Johnny Depp film about that, wasn't it? When he uploaded himself to the conscious.
I believe so. Yes, this is a common narrative within a lot of science fiction movies. But essentially what I'm saying to you, Louis, and your audience is that you may be able to have a future of digital immortality, which is an extremely exciting opportunity. We are essentially the last generation, or maybe perhaps the first generation, that may be able to either avoid death or extend life to the point where we may be able to live indefinitely. And I just think this is a
real life afterlife.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah. And from there, many people say, well, I don't want to live forever. And no one's forcing you to. Many people with whom I interact on a daily basis say, I want to just live my normal life and die whenever I want to die. And I feel that should be allowed. I am I want this technology to be used with people's consent. However, there are those of us, and perhaps we've been termed transhumanists, people who want to extend life, if possible, for as long as possible. And for those of us who may have the ability to do so, we would like to maybe be able to reverse age and extend our current life in whatever bodies we have for as long as possible. And then perhaps, if needed, might use mind uploading technology to be able to live indefinitely. And your audience out there that may wonder what this is like, it's essentially like a save point in a video game, for lack of a better analogy, where you could essentially upload your consciousness into a computer system. And then if anything ever happened to you, God forbid, you were in deep space exploration or whatever, we'd be able to get that save point back. And perhaps there might be some way that you wouldn't need to do manual saves, that there could be some kind of automatic saving system, perhaps. That's all for generations.
Like Grand Theft Auto saves it for you.
Absolutely. And then for those people out there who want to live for not just hundreds of years, not just thousands of years, but perhaps millions and maybe even billions of years, if they'd like, at any point, they should be granted the option, if they want, to just stop and be able to end it all, or come back with their memories erased, and or just not come back at all. I want to give people rights. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
I think
And for
it's a
these,
really go ahead.
yeah, and for these poor souls that are born in the wrong body, the gender dysphoria,
Yeah.
they'd
So
have the ability to have very effective, non-invasive surgery. Just get it done very quickly.
that's
And they,
absolutely correct.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so for those of you out there who are LGBTQ plus, I consider myself to be plus, whatever that is. We don't really know what that is, but that means that I may want to experiment in the future to be whatever I want to be. And if I live 10 million years as a man, I might one day want to live as a woman. If I
yes,
spend 10 million years as a human, I might want to be a different type of species someday. I don't want to
yeah,
limit myself to anything. So in addition to being an LGBT plus LGBTQ plus ally, and perhaps consider my own self non-binary, or wanting to perhaps, if I want to be a woman in the future, maybe not in this lifetime, but maybe in a future
maybe you want to
lifetime,
be
or perhaps in this lifetime if I
maybe you want to be
continue
a
to
tree
live
frog with
for.
your brain for a day.
Pardon me.
A tree frog with your brain
That's exactly right. And who knows what scientists
today,
will be
something like
able to perhaps develop in the future, and what kinds of technology. So these are some of the topics that I discuss on my stream. I've been doing this now for more than 4 years, from more than 20 different YouTube streams. For anyone out there who wants to view my YouTube streams, who finds this really interesting, you can find me on YouTube 24 hours a day by typing my name. I'm Rabbi Rothschild into YouTube, and make sure you filter by live, because I have so much content. It's an absolute sea of 12-hour videos that I basically have. You want to filter by live, and you'll be able to watch my life in
okay.
360 degrees.
This is how I'll
Additionally,
find, and I'll find this video there.
yeah, I'll also send you a link so that you
Brilliant.
don't
Okay.
have to. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So that you don't have to delve through all of those. But
Mhm.
additionally, for your audience who wants to find out more about what I do, go to my Linktree, linktree.com/Rabbi Rothschild, just like my name, just like who I am. And you'll be able to find more social media of any individual than you've ever found. I have blogs there. I have tens of thousands of different accounts on TikTok and Kick and Blue Sky and Pinterest, and certainly Snapchat, and of course YouTube and Instagram and Twitch. I have more social media than anybody
Yeah,
would ever.
just Facebook, everything. Just
Absolutely, it's all
yeah.
there.
Are you on X? Oh yeah, we connected through X, didn't we?
We did connect through X. Yeah. So X is a great place to be able to find me as well. All my links are in my link tree. So just go there, linktree.com/Rabbi Rothschild. If you want to join my Discord, I'm live in Discord 24 hours a day. And so the best link, you can find that in my link tree as well, linktree.com/Rabbi Rothschild. You can also find it at discord.me/rabbi. And that will give you a link directly to my Discord. We have thousands of people who are members there. It's free. Everything I talk about is free. There's no charge for any of this. If you want to connect with me and you want to talk about futurology, I'm here for you. If you want to connect with me and you want to talk about Judaism, I'm here to talk about it. If you want to connect with me and talk about Kabbalah, I'm here to talk about it with you. If you want to connect with me and talk about history or science, or you're just having a relationship issue and you want someone with whom to speak, I'm here for you. I'm here to support not just my community, but anybody else who hears my voice who wants help. I'm here to be a helper in this world. I'm here to be a teacher in this world. I'm here to be a leader in this world.
Okay, can I ask? I'll get one plug in for your audience. This is for my own benefit. I'm 1% majority on Substack. That's £50 a year. You get all my essays that I'll write every year. So that's that out of the way. Now, can I ask you, what do you think Madonna's attraction to the Kabbalah was?
Absolutely. So this is something that came about in the late 90s or so, along with some other celebrities, including Britney Spears and others. And it was based out of the Kabbalah Center in Beverly Hills on Robinson. Basically, there is a movement in major cities around the world for people of all backgrounds, not just of the Jewish faith, but all backgrounds, to be able to study Jewish mysticism. And Madonna, I believe, had basically taken the invitation, perhaps, of some of her colleagues who were interested in studying Jewish mysticism, and studied at the Kabbalah Center in West Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, and was able to have, I think, it had a major impact on her. As I understand, she avoids having concerts on Friday nights, which is our Shabbat, and perhaps has worn the red string that's associated with the Kabbalah Center, and other celebrities
Probably,
were affected by this.
probably cut out pork as well, I imagine.
I don't know her dietary habits specifically,
Okay.
but I do know that she does an excellent job doing her best to keep in shape. And I personally think that any person who wants to enlighten themselves, there are ways to do it. You doesn't have to be religiously or philosophically. Just stretching, meditating. Those are really great ways that you can really transform your own life. And for anyone out there who is looking to become more connected to Kabbalah, I teach a Kabbalah class every day. So I've taught over 100 of them consecutively. They're available on my different YouTube streams, and they're all at least an hour, sometimes multiple hours a day. And we cover everything from ancient Kabbalah to medieval Kabbalah. We cover modern Kabbalah. And then I also give it some other Jewish and halakhic Jewish law flavor, and some Yiddish in there, certainly some Hebrew in there. And it's a great starting place for people who don't have a huge background in Kabbalah. And I have intentions to do this for the rest of my life. I think it'd be great to have a really nice compendium of at least 1 hour of per day of just my teaching. Sometimes we watch documentaries on Kabbalah of other teachers if I find that they are prudent, and just do our best to do as much deep dives into Jewish mysticism as possible. And really, I think in general, just my streams are about self-improvement, improving yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, behaviorally. I want you and everybody else out there who hears my voice to have a better life. And if there's anything that I can do to help that or aid that, I want to be here. So anyone who wants to connect with me, come to my Discord. I'd love to meet you. Come check out my Linktree, linktree.com/Rabbi Rothschild. You can find all my links there. It's just a really interesting project that I know I've undergone, and I'm not alone. There are other people who I've met who stream their life on YouTube. Not for as many days. I've never met anybody really even close to what I've done.
Okay. Yeah.
But there are people out there who do have what I call not just a live stream, but a life stream where they just stream their whole life. I've streamed as far north as Santa Barbara, California, as far south as San Diego, as far west as the Pacific Ocean, as far east as the desert and mountains. I've streamed in Beverly Hills, in Los Angeles, at Disneyland, basically everywhere in Southern California. It's easiest for me to stream generally from a desktop stream because of connectivity. But when I go viral, I want to travel the world, helping people, connecting with people, improving the world in any way that I can.
Yeah. So can I? We can talk a bit. So are you a religious Jew?
I am.
Okay, because there's another thing. Christopher Hitchens floated this idea that he thinks a lot of Jews maybe have the gene for atheism, because a lot of Jews tend to be unbelievers.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
There's
for example, like Woody Allen and Larry David and people like that.
Absolutely. Secular Judaism is a major movement in the world. It's really at the foundation of the Zionist movement. Many of the early Zionists in the 19th century, so 1800s, were found themselves frustrated with religion. and moved more in that political movement. I personally am about world peace. I want everyone to get along. So I do my best to avoid politics to the best of my ability.
Right.
I am
So
certainly someone who is a social justice activist. I want good for all individuals in the world, but certainly secular Judaism for many people, and specifically within Judaism, has been a big movement. And based on statistics, as many as about half of all people, of all Jews, have some type of non belief to some extent. Even Israel is a secular country. The majority of people there, of course, they may identify as Jewish, but do they believe every single thing that you're supposed to believe as an Orthodox Jew? Perhaps that may be in question, but I, as a rabbi, want to connect people with science and certainly religion and see that they may not be all that separate and move forward in what unites us as not just Jews, but as people in general. I look at it this way. At least the Western religion, so we're talking Judaism, Christianity, Islam, we all are Abrahamic religions. And so, really, we're all basically branches of the same Father. And perhaps the branches may have separated at different times, but we all have the same source. And
yeah,
then even from there, the other major religions of the world, certainly Buddhism and Hinduism and
yeah.
Taoism.
But can you see the bookshelf up there?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So that yellow one on the top shelf. Hold on. Is that angled right? Can you see that yellow one?
Yeah, I see a little yellow, yeah.
Yeah, that little yellow. That's the Portable Atheist, and that's got loads of essays in there. And it's compiled by Christopher Hitchens, and that's got essays from Karl Marx and things like that.
Very well. And for those who are hearing this, Christopher Hitchens certainly had an amazing effect on the world. Richard Dawkins, I feel, another evolutionary biologist, had an
Yeah.
amazing effect on the world. And I don't necessarily see that these types of belief systems have to necessarily be separate. And if we were all being honest, Christopher Hitchens, the Rebbe of Chabad, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the Orthodox sage Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, the Chafetz Chaim, the Vilna Gaon, all the great rabbis, all the great secularists, if we sat them at one big table and we really were being honest, none of us know. We're all agnostic in our own way. No one knows anything.
No,
Now,
no, no.
the difficult thing to prove, we're just doing what we were taught to do, perhaps what our traditions are. When I teach my classes, I generally do my best at the beginning of them all to say no one knows for sure. Elu ve'elu, Elokim Chaim. But I do my best to say that this is the Mazor we live by.
Right.
And Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim Chaim is something that I feel is important to be able to recognize. This is the Mazor that we live by. This is the tradition that we live by as Jews, but no one really knows.
No. And I just hope I get a quick agreement from you. The most poisonous conspiracy theory of all time is the Protocols of the Elders of Zion.
I would say that it is certainly a controversial subject, and I'm about uniting the world. I'm about peace, and I do my best to avoid some of the alternative thoughts.
Okay, yeah. No, I tend to look in. This is forced upon me by the people I listen to, so I just know this stuff. I read a book called Voodoo Histories by David Aronovich, and it was just all about conspiracy theories, and he nailed that one. It's a fabrication. So anyway, let's not go there. But yeah. So could I ask you what do you go to escape when you're just like sat in front of the TV with wanting to watch something? Do you like watching Seinfeld?
I do. I love Seinfeld. I'm a huge Seinfeld head, as the kids say. I love Seinfeld. I loved it in the 90s. I loved it in the noughts. I loved it in the teens, and I love it in the 20s.
Yeah.
I certain I've seen them all. I'm in the
Did you follow
Seinfeld.
Larry David over to Curb?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's great, right?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm in the Seinfeld subreddits. I love the Seinfeld memes. I see Seinfeld as I see the world through perhaps ways that show shaped my views on the world in many ways. I love Seinfeld. It is near and dear to me. So I do like Seinfeld. I like stand-up comedy a lot. I like comedy in general. I like comedians. I feel it's important to laugh. It's important for the world to be able to not take itself too seriously. So I very much enjoy watching stand-up comedy. That's what I like to do in my free time. Additionally, I like to play games. So everything from chess and checkers and even card games. I enjoy like I love the social aspect of the internet, where two people on different continents can be able to connect, able to have intriguing conversations, be able to share, and just that's a really special part, I feel, of the time in which we are living. And
Yeah.
so I am at home in my own comfort when I'm basically relaxing, able to play games or read on a subject that's interesting to me, and I have a podcast on in the background or comedy on in the background. That's basically something that makes me very happy. I love to learn, so I'm someone who might have multiple podcasts on at the same simultaneously because I just feel that I'm not fulfilled with one enough, or whatever it may be. I love to learn. I love to read. I love intriguing ideas. And really, with the advent of AI, I feel that giving humans, maybe people who wouldn't previously have delved into writing, an opportunity to be able to express themselves. I think it's an excellent tool if used correctly. I know that I've used it myself constantly. I was an early adopter of ChatGPT in November 2022. So I started the stream in 2021. So I actually have like pre-large language models about an entire year, more than an entire year of my life on camera archived. And then from there, ChatGPT launched on November 30th or so, 2022, and then I've been able to see the different changes that have happened in the world with certainly the advent of ChatGPT, ChatGPT 1, ChatGPT 2, ChatGPT 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, and then its competitors, Claude and Gemini and Copilot and certainly Grok and all of the others, and how it has affected our society, how it's affected certainly the internet and just people's jobs. I remember when I would first talk to people about ChatGPT, they didn't think it was that going to have that big of an effect, and then they'd come back to me subsequently and be like, "Oh boy, was I wrong? This is a game changer," and it most certainly. In the same way that the internet was a game changer, and television was a game changer, and radio was a game changer, AI is the coming technology that has already changed the world and will continue to do so.
Yeah, and to have this conversation now with no delay as well, that's progress.
It's phenomenal. I think we're on the cusp of something really interesting, especially when we get into virtual reality and augmented reality and all of the ways that people will be able to connect with haptic suits and haptic feedback. We are just on the precipice of something really special, and I'm excited at where the world's going. There are a lot of people who are negative on the future, and if you're hearing my voice, I'm someone who's positive about it. I think that the future can be bright, and I don't have a dystopian idea of the future. Many people feel like we may be living in 1984, George Orwell. Well, very few people know this, but there's a 1985, not written by George Orwell, but there is a 1985 which has a different take on things, and perhaps the future isn't so bleak. And for those of us who may have a positive mindset in the future, perhaps there may be some type of utopian opportunity, and I do my best to maintain positivity. I know from my own perspective, if I keep streaming, I keep the consistency every single day, meeting new people, having my community grow, it's just going to take one influencer out there, and it could be anyone who's listening right now who sees what I do, sees that I have more data archived than any person ever, and data is Earth's #1 resource according to The Economist magazine, and I could potentially make them richer than they'd ever their wildest dreams. All they have to do is retweet something that I do, or repost something that I do, or talk to a friend of theirs that's an influencer. So if you're hearing my voice right now and you know someone who may potentially have a large influence, specifically on social media, but even in real life as well, tell them about what I do. Look into what I'm doing. Connect with me, because all I need is that catalyst, and we are going to take over the world with this project. And then it's going to be a treasure trove of all of the different things that I've created on the internet. I've treated the internet like it's my canvas, and I have more content than any person ever. It's going to be very exciting for people to be able to enjoy it. There are a lot of people out there who think that the internet is full of bots or full of AI. I'm real. I'm raw. My data is raw. And I feel that's going to be really important to people of the future. Anybody can do a short form video, perhaps AI generated. Anybody can do that. Not everybody has themselves sneezing on camera, going to the bathroom on camera, eating, crying, laughing, all of the things that a human does. And I feel this is a beautiful story to be able to tell the world. And I appreciate, Louis, the opportunity to share it with your audience.
Cool, no worries. Yeah, and some ideas need to go more viral, like the idea of effective altruism, for example.
I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah, if more people, because if I suddenly was on a wage of 50 grand a year or something, I would definitely channel some of that to a charity, and I would research where the right charities to go for.
I'm in agreement with you. Many people ask me, so Rabbi, you say you're going to make us rich. How are you going to do it? And if I may just include, I do say data is Earth's #1 resource, and my data isn't monetized right now. We're going to take all of the money that I create from all of my different streams. We're going to create a large trust, basically, not just to help everyone who's helped me along the way. You're all recorded in one way or another if you've joined my Discord or we're friends on Instagram or whatever it may be. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you, your friends, your family with that money from all of the data that I am able to monetize. Additionally, I am going to be able to monetize all of my social media, my thousands of accounts, all of the content that I have there. Moreover, I'm going to be able to be perhaps the world's biggest spokesperson, just like I am for this cryptocurrency. I'll be able to essentially wear an F1 suit with different opportunities for people to be able to sponsor me and watch me 24 hours a day. This is an opportunity unlike any previously from a marketing perspective. Nobody will say, I will wear your brand.
No, I've never heard of that before. Yeah,
absolutely. So, and then another way we'll be able to do it perhaps is through cryptocurrency and other investments, because I'm the foremost spokesperson of cryptocurrency in many ways. I feel that I have a beautiful archive of the crypto journey, specifically on Twitter, but also on things like Pump Fun and or X and other places, and Telegram. I've been live streaming my life in the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu Telegram for years. I have been more than years of my life archived on X. I have years of my life archived on YouTube and Rumble and Instagram. It would take one individual more than 100 years to watch just a fraction of my streams. That's how much data we're talking about here. We're not talking gigabytes. We're not talking terabytes. We're talking petabytes. And that's an opportunity, not just for your average.
What's a petabyte? What's a petabyte? A billion? Is that a billion bytes or a million bytes?
It's 1,000 terabytes.
So a million.
Well, so it is a gigabyte is.
Oh no, a terabyte is 100 bytes, right?
No. It works on a 1,000 scale. So you have byte, and then from there you have kilobyte. That's 1,000 bytes. Then you have megabyte, which is 1,000 kilobytes. Then you have a gigabyte, which is 1,000 megabytes. Then you have a terabyte, which is 1,000 gigabytes. And then you have a petabyte, which is
1,000 terabytes.
terabytes. And so
Okay.
that is a huge amount of data. Now, it's more than any one individual will be able to basically absorb on their own. But that's where AI comes into place. We're going to be able to make AI over the course of my day. I can already do this. Take a 12-hour video of mine, put it into a generator, and it'll come up with the best 3 minutes of whatever I did over the course of that day. People will be able to get digests of what I do. But then for those people out there who always want to connect with someone, I'm always here. I'm always available. You can connect with me. And a very cool aspect of this, especially when I travel the world, God willing, people are going to always have something to do. Imagine any of your favorite influencers out there. At a given point, they always say, all right, bye, everyone. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm always streaming. I am the king of content. I'm king of the internet. And that's a really exciting opportunity for people, for one person to share their entire life with the world. And it's my gift to the world. I do so because I've sacrificed many aspects of my life to be able to have this project. And I feel that the world will be a better place in the future if we have the opportunity to be able to study all this data. And the role that I have in AI is incredibly important. I mentioned it previously, the continuous human data infrastructure and continuous human activity data is an exciting amount of data for AI to be able to parse, to be able to digest, to be able to learn not just about behavior, but micro behavior, micro actions. And we're just looking at this from a two-dimensional standpoint. Very soon, 2 dimensions will be increased to HD and then 3 dimensions, and people will be able to essentially live my life virtually if they want. And then there are other aspects that may be able to happen in the future where you're able to remove different layers of my clothing with augmented reality, perhaps layers of my skin, actually see what's going on in my brain, maybe even know the exact thoughts that I'm discussing right now. You might be able to somehow, with some kind of futuristic technology, be able to study. That is an incredible opportunity for the world. So this is the start, I feel, of something really great. I've been doing it for 4 years, so it doesn't seem like it's just the start, but I know I am on the edge of something really great. And it's just going to take one person to check out what I do, recognize that it is just an incredible, incredible amount of data, and that this is something really special, and it's going to change the world.
You want to tweet? You want to retweet from Lady Gaga with her playing "Edge of Glory" on it?
That's absolutely right. Lady Gaga, when you see this, I have many, many songs of yours that we have on the show. I have many videos that I've made. Every single person who is essentially a big artist is on my stream, whether it's from TikTok videos, whether it's from karaoke, whether it's from bumper music, everyone out there. So there isn't really an aspect of the human of media or just of humans in general that my stream hasn't had some type of connection. I've done my best to watch all of the major films, especially the Oscar nominees and winners going back to the 1920s. Listen to every major album, listen to every major audiobook and every major religious text. I want this to be the compilation of the world's media. This isn't and just not just media, but achievements. This isn't just the story of Rabbi Rothschild. This isn't just the story of the history of time. This is a compilation of behavior and a time capsule. It's really, it's in my opinion, in the past, we might have had like the Epic of Gilgamesh, and then of course we have the Bible. This is a new Bible in its own way. Now, I don't want to disparage our traditional Hebrew Bible by any means, but I really lack words. I mean, it's like a new Talmud. It's really in its own way such a huge compilation that I mean it to say it's not greater than those by any means, but in terms of what it may do to from just a compendium of information and how it may affect the world, I think that it could have a similar effect, and certainly it builds upon these things. So my stream, certainly we address and study Kabbalistic texts every day. We also study the Talmud every day. We also study Hebrew Bible every single day. Those are the great texts of the world. And I don't mean to say, and I want to emphasize, my stream is lowly in comparison to those, but it's different. It encompasses all of those, which in its own way makes it unique, just like the Hebrew Bible is unique, just like the Talmud is unique, just like Hellenistic literature is unique, and the other great books of the world and the world's religions. When I feel 1,000 years from now, people are looking at all of the creations of the world, what I've created, this timeline and this time capsule, will certainly be one of those watermarks, one of those timestamps of something really special.
Okay, and Gilgamesh was famously mentioned he was in a South Park episode, wasn't he? Gilgamesh.
Most certainly, yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Tom Holland, British historian?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a podcast recently with. Do you know Andrew Sullivan?
Yeah.
So the Dishcast, the Daily Dish.
Yes.
There's a great conversation with him and Tom Holland. They talk about the ancient. This is post St. Paul kind of era, I think. It's when it gets really interesting in the old ancient scriptures.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a great listen. It's only half an hour long.
Okay.
But no, Tom Holland is a legendary historian in Britain.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Are we at about an hour?
Yes, we are. So for anyone out there, let's plug your Substack again. So if you haven't had the opportunity, please join Louis' Substack and also download his podcast. You're going to be able to get it on everything from LinkedIn to YouTube to all of the other platforms out there. And please plug anything else you'd like, and then I'll plug, and then we can.
Okay, sure. So the Substack is 1% Majority, all lowercase, all one word. That's Substack. That's £50 a year. You get access to all essays. If I ever deem an essay to be a public service announcement, so for example, if there was a nuclear threat or something, I'm going to post that essay for free on Facebook. I'm not going to put things I think the world needs to know urgently behind a paywall, but I will put general essays. There's a couple of short stories on there. There'll be a ton of content, and all I'm hoping is a slight stream of that to support the podcast. So any money that comes through Substack will go straight into doing anything creative like this. And I've also got some YouTube channel, which is, if you just type into all the socials, it will generally link you up with all this kind of stuff. I've got an easy name to find. You can Google Louis Hesse Antel, and then I'm sure you'll know there's not a lot of Louis Hesse Antels in the world, so people can find me very easily like that. And yeah, apart from that, I've got a YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, LinkedIn. There's a blog called The Ration Roll Rock and Roll at WordPress.com. That's very old. There's some recipes on there. And I've also written several books, which is a trilogy called The Stand-Up Chronicles. There's a book called Numachi, a book called The Session. I'm in the middle of writing one called The Open. I want to make films, one called The Easy Way, a sitcom called Officers and Wives, a sketch show called The Long Show, and ideally a cookbook. But all of this stuff is a hobby. Now, yeah, please tell me about your what do you want to say to finish this up?
Absolutely. So for anyone who is watching this, the best place to connect with me is my Discord. You can find that link at discord.me/rabbi. Also, all my social media, linktree.com/rabbi. If you want to view all my streams, just to give the audience out there an idea of all of my streams, you type Rabbi Rothschild, my name, into YouTube, and you filter by live. And when you do that, you're going to find more streams than any individual you've ever seen in your entire life. Look at, I'm going to try to pull it up here. You can see we are having this conversation live. Look at all these live streams that you are going to be able to find. You can view my life in 360 degrees. It's extremely exciting. You can even see Louis there. I mean, how meta is this? That he can see himself on the stream as we're doing this. This is just an amazing technology that we're utilizing here. And these are all live. So if you don't like one angle, we've got another angle for you. It's an incredible amount of data for people to be able to parse.
Okay, well, I'll scratch your back. You scratch mine. We'll subscribe to each other's YouTube channels. Is that a deal?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Brilliant. Okay.
So no doubt with that. So again, linktree.com/Rabbi Rothschild. I am available on X there. You can find my links. I'm available. You have my YouTube streams there. I have a Spotify podcast for those of you who want to check that out. You can find, I am a writer as well. So you can find my writings at rabbirothschild.medium.com and view some of my deeper thoughts on some subjects. And with that, Louis, I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to connect with you. I will catch you offline and we can make the arrangements to be able to get this published, and just really appreciate your time and appreciate the audience's time. And really, as the old adage goes, for both of us, the best is yet to come.
Brilliant. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Rothschild. Can I ask your first name?
My name is Michael.
Michael. Okay, thank you from Louis, from over here in sunny old Bristol to you in sunny old California. All right.
Peace.
Wish you luck for the future. All right. Thank you, Rabbi. Cheers.
You as well. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.